Sean O'Malley was on the MMA Hour after UFC 298 talking about his upcoming fight against Marlon Vera, and he was going out of his way to not talk about Merab Dvalishvili. And that's what I want to break down in this video because while I don't think Sean O'Malley is scared per se of Dvalishvili, I do believe he doesn't want to fight him. And I think he is showing signs of wanting to duck Merab. And we're going to break it down in this video.
Yeah, a little bit. I was hearing rumors, the fight day that, hey, Henry didn't have a great camp. Henry hurt his groin. Henry didn't get sparred and didn't train as much as he wanted to. So,
and fighters don't go out of their way to diminish a contemporary's win like O'Malley just did unless they, for whatever reason, may not want to fight them. Because why else would O'Malley say that? And this is not the only time he made excuses for Cejudo's loss.
It was decent, I thought, and Henry looked. I heard rumors that Henry had some injuries going into the fight. He looked a little winded, but Merab looked good. Decent little fight from a couple little dudes.
And this is just another example of how O'Malley is not resonating with the fans because of his trash talk, if you can even call it that. I mean, decent fight from a couple little dudes. These guys may not be the same height as you, O'Malley, but you're a skinny guy. These guys are built a lot thicker than you are. I mean, does he not realize he just criticized himself? Incredible.
I kind of pushed that fight a little bit. I've been getting a lot of hate for it, a little pushback saying that I'm ducking Merab. I'm like, Merab just not barely, he whooped Henry, but Henry's like 42 or something. He looked horrible. I would have knocked Henry out 4 times that fight. And then Ilia goes out there and knocks out Volk, the greatest featherweight of all time, in round 2 in a beautiful performance. And I'm calling him out, and then I'm getting shit from the MMA fans saying, oh, you're ducking Merab. I'm like, I'm trying to call out like a fight that I feel is like exciting. That's like, holy shit. But I got a lot of pushback on it. I don't know if people actually want me to fight Merab as much as they just hate the confidence that I have that I'll go out there and knock out Ilia. But I decided, I've said what I needed to say. I've sent my message to to Ilia. If Merab's next, Merab's next. I can get Ilia whenever the time comes. I haven't talked to you.
So again, he's going out of his way to bring up Ilia's name whenever Merab is brought up. And him saying that Merab barely beat Cejudo and then trying to correct himself, it's, in my opinion, signs that O'Malley doesn't want to fight Merab. Because here's the thing, and I say this to anybody who criticizes a top contender getting a win and say, oh, well, this is the reason they don't deserve a title because this happened. Even though the person who is getting the title shot in this case with Vera is not deserving at all. Cejudo, yes, put up a challenge to Merab throughout the fight, and he rocked Merab in the first round, but that was a top contender win. And Henry Cejudo was able to push Aljamain Sterling to the brink. He lost, very close fight, but still, this is much, much better than anything Marlon Vera has done, the man who O'Malley called out. So it's not a legit excuse at all, not even close.
And Dana White did say afterwards that Merab is next. Do you think that is the right call? At 135, Merab should be next?
Dana said that, huh?
Yeah.
I didn't hear that. Yeah, I mean, there's Merab, there's Corey, there's Ilia. Those 3 are all potential for next. It's, again, I'm boom, laser focused, dialed, March 9th. Whatever happens after that, I'm very confident in. Merab's very beatable. Henry about knocked him out. Marlon Moraes about knocked him out. Merab's got a crazy good gas tank. He's got good wrestling. He's a dangerous opponent. When I think of like a scary opponent, what makes me go, whoo, that's Ilia. Ilia gives me that. He could put your fucking lights out and change the light.
And that was another example in the interview where O'Malley brought up Ilia's name more than he did Merab's. And he was asked in that particular part about Merab being next, as said by Dana White. And he said, yeah, if he's next, cool. And he mentioned Corey Sandhagen's name. But I don't give Sean O'Malley credit for mentioning the top contenders' names because for those of you who don't remember, or maybe you just didn't see it, this is him after he knocked out Aljamain Sterling. And when he was asked about who is next for him besides Vera, he doesn't mention Sandhagen or Merab. He mentions silly fights that don't make any sense. And they're not even fights. They're circus acts.
Was.
And outside of Cheeto, are there any other bantamweights that even interest you in terms of like that? Like you see that like that could be a very big fight on like a massive level.
Gervonta.
Line, but I know the September Mexican Independence Day at the Sphere in Vegas. That's kind of goddamn it early. You're gonna be talking about future fights
Sorry.
next. I got Cheeto. It's hard. It's hard
Oh,
to talk, I can't with this guy first.
wow. So you versus Mexico's own Merab Dvalishvili at the Sphere in September. Is that what you're implying?
I was thinking Ilia
Okay.
more so,
Okay.
but
So there's yet another part of the interview where O'Malley shows that he's not interested in Merab, he wants Ilia. And this is something which I'll talk more about later if it becomes an ongoing thing. After UFC 299, O'Malley trying to fight Ilia over Merab. It doesn't mean that he's not ducking Merab if he does go and fight Ilia. I've said this in my recent video, which has been getting quite a few views lately, about Henry Cejudo's legacy and why I personally don't rate him that high. He's not, for those of you who didn't see the video, he's not top 5 in my books at all, not even close. He's not even top 10, and he's also not a guaranteed top 15 in my books. And I feel the same thing here. O'Malley going up to fight a bigger, stronger champion in the weight class above him, who is certainly a bigger knockout threat, doesn't mean he's not ducking the contender in his division. He's taking a higher risk fight where he can have a crutch to lean on if he loses. This is what Conor McGregor became the master of. This is what Henry Cejudo did when he was champion. This is what Michael Bisping... Well, actually, no, Michael Bisping was even worse, and I didn't think anybody was worse than Conor McGregor. So, yeah, those are my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think down below. Maybe O'Malley is just trying to not give Merab Dvalishvili the shine because he doesn't like it when somebody gets more credit than he does. And, it is very possible he will fight Merab. However, let's not beat around the bush and say that there weren't signs in this interview and the one with Megan Levy, which got a lot of pushback in the comments, that he may be setting the foundation to try and duck Merab. Let's see how this plays out. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more.